to order, please? Please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Irby? Here. Councilmember Page?
Here.
Councilmember Wassinger? Here. Councilmember O'Meara? Here. Councilmember Dolan?
Here.
Councilmember O'Leary?
Here.
Councilmember Harder?
Here.
Mr. Chair, we have a quorum.
Move to
Thank you.
approval of journal of meeting of June 30th, 2015.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. The journal is approved. I have a motion to suspend the rules in order for the presentation of a proclamation by County Executive Stephen B. Stanger to Gokel Venkatachalam. Sorry if I got halfway close maybe on that. I apologize. This part I do know, the winner of the 2015 Scripps Spelling Bee.
Second.
Motion has been made, seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. The rules are suspended. County Executive, would you like to make a proclamation?
Go cool. I'm going to present you with this proclamation, and before I do, I wanted to go ahead and read a portion of it, okay? Gokul Venkatachalam, plainly one of the city of Chesterfield's and all of St. Louis County's brightest young residents, appeared in the Scripps National Spelling Bee for the 4th straight year and competed for the 2nd straight year in the finals against 285 contestants from around the world. Gokul's academic prowess has become the stuff of legend, confounding even the judges of the 2015 Scripps National Spelling Bee, who ran out of words chosen for the final before Gokul and his co-champion misspelled one. And it is fitting and proper that Gokul be singled out and congratulated for his truly remarkable achievements. And I have proclaimed Gokul July 14, 2015 as your day in St. Louis County. All right?
Congratulations. Good job.
Congrats. Keep up the good work.
I think the chairman has to spell the word that he had to spell, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah. D-O-G. Move on to bid openings.
No bid openings this evening, Mr.
All
Chair.
right. Oh, I was supposed to say that. We don't have any. I believe her.
So we'll move on to other communications, Mr.
Thank you.
Chair. There are no tax compromise this evening, so we'll move on to zoning matters. Under zoning matters, item number 1, 6th District.
Receive and file. So ordered.
Item number 2, 4th District.
See, file, the county council be directed to prepare the appropriate legislation.
So ordered.
Item number 3, 2nd District.
Same motion.
So ordered.
Under road and bridge matters, Mr. Chair, we have one item, number 1, all districts.
Receive and file, and that will be the order.
And Mr. Chair, moving on to other communications, item number 1.
Receive and file, and the same motion for item number 2, and that will be the order.
Item number 3.
Receive, file, and the county council will be directed to prepare the appropriate legislation, and that will be the order.
Item number 4, 2nd District.
Receive, file, and refer to the County Council, the Department of Planning, to the Department of Revenue, and to the Board of Election Commissioners.
So ordered.
Item number 5, 3rd District.
Receive and file, please.
So ordered.
Item number 6, 4th District.
Receive, file, and the change of owner be approved and requested.
Second.
As requested.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 7, 6th District.
Receive, file, and the change of owner be approved as requested.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 8, 6th District.
Receive and file.
So ordered.
Item number 9.
Receive, file, and the county councilor be directed to prepare the appropriate legislation, and that will be the order.
Item number 10, 5th and 4th Districts.
Same motion.
And that will be the order. So ordered.
Item number 11.
Same order, same motion, and that will be the order.
Item number 12, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th Districts.
Receive and file.
So ordered.
Item number 13, 3rd District.
Receive and file and hold on the order of business.
So ordered.
Item number 14, all districts.
Receive, file, and the county council will be directed to prepare the appropriate legislation, and same motion through item number 18, and that will be the order.
Item number 19, 4th and 6th Districts.
Receive, file, and county council be directed to prepare the appropriate legislation.
So ordered.
Item number 20, 6th District.
Receive, file, and the county councilor be directed to prepare the appropriate legislation.
So ordered.
Item number 21, all districts.
Receive, file, and the county councilor be directed to prepare the appropriate legislation, same motion for item number 22, and that will be the order.
Item number 23, 2nd District.
Same motion.
So ordered.
Item number 24, 6th District.
Receive, file, and the county councilor be directed to prepare the appropriate legislation.
So ordered.
Item number 25, 3rd District.
Same motion.
So ordered.
Item number 26, 1st District.
Receive, file, and the county council will be directed to prepare the appropriate legislation, and a copy of this report be sent to the city of Ferguson.
So ordered.
Item number 27, 5th District.
Receive, file, and the county council be directed to prepare the appropriate legislation, and a copy of this report be sent to the city of Maplewood, and that will be the order.
Item number 28.
Receive, file, and the appointment be approved as requested.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. Please read the add-ons.
Yes, sir. Item number 1.
Receive, file, and the appointment be approved as requested.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? The motion carries.
Item number 2, 7th District.
Receive, file, and the county councilor be directed to prepare the appropriate legislation.
So ordered.
Item number 3.
Receive, file, and the county council be directed to prepare the appropriate legislation. That will be the order.
Item number 4, 7th District.
Receive, file, and the county councilor be directed to prepare the appropriate legislation.
So ordered.
Item number 5, 1st District.
Same motion.
So ordered. Report of the county executive.
Nothing further at this time.
Thank you. There are no reports of special committees this evening, so we will move to public forum.
We have 17 speakers this evening, Mr. Chair.
17 speakers. All right. When your name is called, if you would please come forward, and we request that you keep your comments to 3 minutes or less. And if you feel the need that somebody might be sharing your comments or same expressions, if you would kind of move it along, we'd appreciate that, just out of courtesy to everybody else that's here. So, we have,
First speaker is Wayne Kaufman.
if you could please, when you come up, just briefly tell us your name and where you live, please. Yes, sir.
Hello, my name is Wayne Kaufman, and I am a Army veteran. I enlisted in 1968. I was a sergeant in the 25th Infantry Division in Vietnam in 1969. In 1990, my brother, who was an Air Force veteran for 4 years, committed suicide. Since 1990, I have had a 501c3 actually that started last year, but I have been raising money in the memory of my brother to help children's charities and veterans that are in need and veterans' children. The Kaufman Fund works with about 20 different veteran organizations right here in Missouri, most of them in St. Louis, and probably a lot of them that you don't know the names of. But we help take care of homeless vets right here in St. Louis, children of deceased veterans, disabled vets, veterans that have PTSD, the Fisher House, children of deployed soldiers, the Honor Flight, and I could go on and on. There's a terrible need to help veterans today, especially the ones that have PTSD. I myself have been very fortunate. Came back from Vietnam. I did not know that I had a problem for almost 40 years until I went to the VA. A lot of us did not go to the VA for a long, long time. After being diagnosed by several people there, believe it or not, I had been diagnosed with 70% PTSD. I've been very fortunate to funnel my anxiety into helping other veterans and veterans with children. Thank you for your help.
Thank you for your service.
Next speaker is Barbara Ann Hughes.
Evening.
It's come once a year, and the once a year has already come past, so. Good evening, County Executive Stenger and members of the County Council. My name is Barbara Ann Hughes. I live at 101 Hawthorne Estates, Town and Country, 63131. I come before you on behalf of Gracie Blue, my terrier. Gracie held her 4th annual upscale tag sale on Saturday, June 27th, and she has a $110 check for you in support of Mickey's Fund. Each one of the 4 charities is receiving $110. Cavalier Rescue Trust, Love a Golden, and New Hope Animal Rescue. Gracie Blue and her brother Buddy both were adopted from St. Louis County Animal Control, and my other dog Teddy came from a rescue group in Illinois, so I'm a firm believer in that. We encourage you to put this contribution to the benefit of the deserving animals under your care, awaiting their chance at a loving home. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So here's Gracie's check.
Well, thank you. If you can please
take
give it
it.
to Jen.
You'll take it?
Appreciate you doing that every year. It's very nice.
And our next speaker is Judge Douglas Beach.
Good evening, Council Chairman, Mr. County Executive, and members of the County Council. I know many of you from my having appeared before you before on a number of occasions, mostly about building something called a new courthouse. But I'm here today for a much different issue, and that is that as a Marine Corps veteran and a judge from St. Louis County, about 2 years ago I recognized that there was a need in St. Louis County for us to have a veterans treatment court. And so I started to get involved with trying to determine how we could get such a court going. And then about 1.5 years ago, I began to form I was found by some organizations and groups that were looking for starting a veterans treatment court. And then about the beginning of about this time last year, we started to get some traction. And then I was able to form a core group, which included Councilmember Harder, and it includes the Chief Belmar, and it includes Bob McCullough, it includes the court system and many veterans groups. We have over 70,000 identified veterans in St. Louis County. Many of those people, unfortunately, have some problems which have been the result of their active duty status. And so as a result, we started forming this organization, and I have, in the last 1.5 years, established a team where we have set up the court system. We have rules, regulations, we have a process. I have a team that includes myself as the judge. We have a prosecutor on board. We have a defense counsel on board. Probation and parole is on board. We have an administrator that's on board. We have people from the VA have been assigned to work with us in St. Louis County. St. Louis County is the only county in the metropolitan area that does not have a drug court already established. And so I'm very pleased to tell you that we are this far from getting started. We had a training that we went through the Justice for Vets that was put on about 2 months ago, or about a month ago, I guess. We had 5 other counties from across the state in Chesterfield, and they came here for 3.5 days of training on how we can be a veterans court. What the Veterans Court brings to us is different than a drug court. What it brings is the fact that the VA provides the majority of the services that are needed to the veterans. So as a result, the cost factor is significantly less, and our cost needs are basically each member that's assigned to the court will have 2 drug tests a week for this pretty much the entire 18-month period that they're before the courts. If they get through the system and they get through the process, then their charge and their conviction will be changed. So they have a serious incentive. There will be felony convictions or pleas. That will be the people that we will start working with. But the other thing that this court provides, which is different from all the others, is if you think about the veterans, at some point in their lives, they had a success story and that they went into the service and they were successful. And somewhere along the line, they've gotten off track. So the thing which the Veterans Court brings to the table is a mentors program. And the mentors program is that we already have 6 mentors which have signed up. They are former veterans who basically will be volunteering to be with every member, and so every member has an individual mentor to be with them. So we thank you for your acknowledgement of the need for the Veterans Court. We appreciate working with you, and we look forward to working with you in the future. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Your Honor.
I apologize for that. Next speaker is Ted Kretschmer.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the council. Thank you for this opportunity to be here tonight to express our support of the proposed resolution for a Veterans Treatment Court. I am with an organization known as Focus Marines Foundation, headquartered here in St. Louis. We work with wounded warriors, primarily Marines and Navy corpsmen who were disabled in the wars in the Middle East. Most of them that come to us have the invisible injuries. The injuries that in most cases cause their entanglement with law enforcement. They tell us their stories. They're here with us for 8 days, and in that 8-day period, there's great therapy that goes on for them. One of the biggest parts of the therapy is they're having the ability to stand up in front of their peers as well as our whole organization and tell their stories. These are stories that they have kept down inside them. They won't even share with their wives or anybody else. And these are the stories that are eating them up alive. These stories cause many of them to go to the use of drugs, alcohol. It causes many of them to commit suicide. 22 to 23 a day commit suicide, a national tragedy. But at any rate, they have that opportunity to get up and tell their story. They tell their stories to us. And so many of them, have their problems with the law. We deal with them after they go home, mentoring them after they go home. I've had several of my Marines in our class that have gone home and they've had their issues. They go to court, they have felonies, and that's on the record for the rest of their life. These are good people, people that served us well. They really need to be given some consideration. I believe the Veteran Treatment Court does exactly that. We have had, in fact, there's one of our graduates that went back home, and he is now serving on 4 veteran courts in the state of Michigan. He reports to me the success that is there with their courts. These courts are popping up all over the nation, helping veterans from coast to coast. I just ask you to give them consideration. They served us well. May we serve them well now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next speaker is Jeannie Saval.
Good evening. Thank you to the St. Louis County Council and executives for the opportunity to speak. First of all, I'd like to thank our veterans and service members for their service and sacrifice. My father is a World War II Navy veteran, and my nephew is currently serving with the Army National Guard and Reserves. I am a volunteer and military support activist for the following organizations: for Heroes Care, the Kaufman Fund, the Regional Alliance for the Troops, the Veterans Court Technology Clinic, the Working Warriors, the STL Veteran Support Network, the Employer Support of the Guard and Reserve, and the VetNet Committee, which is part of the Northwest Chamber. I fully support the St. Louis County Veterans Treatment Court, and I thank the Honorable Judge Beach and Councilman Mark Harder and all the advocates of this worthy and meaningful program for what they've done thus far to get it to this point. And I've met many veterans who will benefit from this program, and thank you for getting it to this point. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next speaker is William Gamblin.
My name is William Gamblin, and I live in Spanish Lake. Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is William Gamblin, and I live in Spanish Lake. Good evening. Hello, my name is William Gamblin, and I am a minister in my church, which is the Greater Pentecostal Church of God, 6080 West Florissant, and I am an activist in the community. I have an advocate group, and its name is the Association of Spanish Lake Advocates. We are working on the sidewalks in Spanish Lake because either they are broken up or they are not any. For an example, take Spanish Lake Road, and we have to take that road to go to the Spanish Lake Park. It is so dangerous going to the park, and I have to get my medicine at Walgreens on Parker and Lusher. I have to go in the street because the sidewalk is so broken up on the right side of Parker going south. The other side of the street doesn't have a sidewalk at all. I take my best friend, Jesus Christ, with me, and that is why I will be safe going. But it was a case wherein Cedric Fiesel got hit by a vehicle on the street, I believe in August of 2013, because it was not sidewalks out there. My group and I started the petition that you have on the sidewalks. Now the county has money because Ferguson had tear gas to spray on the innocent people who were protesting Michael Brown's killing. But when people were looting the stores, the police didn't stop it, but they allowed the looting to go on. The Bible says it will be a time that people will call right things wrong, and the wrong things right. This is that time we are living in, because things are so corrupted. I came in October, but the problem has not been fixed yet. I've been living out there 23 years, and we had several county executives since then, but none of them were concerned about the sidewalks.
Sir?
They
I know you've been here before, and
around
we appreciate your
so
comments,
that
and we'll
speak.
have the
It
county
is
councilman from your area get in touch with you, if you don't mind.
the Bible, when the unjust
I appreciate it. We've heard from, and hopefully your councilman can get in touch with you and.
We've, actually, Mr. Gamblin and Mr. Reddick out there in the audience, how you doing tonight? Thank you for coming. My assistant and I met with them about a month ago regarding the sidewalks, and we actually took a ride over there and went up and down the sidewalks, and I know she has made notes, and we're addressing them on the sidewalk issue regarding that. We did find a couple spots. Some of the others were in pretty good shape, the sidewalks, but there were a couple items that we will be addressing on that. And I hope you've gotten in touch with some of the people that we send information to help you with the disabilities. I don't know if you've contacted them or not, Mr. Reddick.
Yeah, but I haven't got that with
If you want, I'll talk to you for a few minutes afterwards, if you want to hang around, unless you need to get your ride on the bus. I'm not sure what your bus schedule is to get back home. Are you okay for a few minutes? Okay. I'll have my assistant come over and see what your schedule is to make sure you don't miss your bus ride back home. Thank you, Mr. Reddick. Thank you, Mr. Gamblin.
Thank you, sir.
Next speaker this evening is Leslie Birnbaum.
My name is Leslie Werehog, retired Marine Corps Master Sergeant and Vietnam veteran a couple of tours. I support the creation of the Veterans Treatment Court. While I was on active duty stationed in Augusta, Georgia, for 3 years my job was to visit the Linwood VA Hospital and saw a lot of veterans who had alcohol, drug problems, other, what's called PTSD back in those days. They got in trouble, they went out drinking and driving or doing other things, and they wound up getting in more trouble because of going to regular criminal courts, civil courts. So I support the creation of the Veterans Treatment Court here in St. Louis County and hope that it becomes an actual event. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next speaker this evening is Wilson Powell.
Good evening. Sir, could you do me a favor? Could you pull that right here, sir? The microphone is in your direction. Thank you.
Am I in range now?
It's closer than it was. We're getting there.
All right, Mr. Chairman,
Thank you.
Councilman, and Council ladies, thank you for this opportunity. I'm speaking as a mentor in the St. Louis Veterans Drug Court. I'm a Korean veteran. Yeah, we're still around, some of us. And I think I'm going to talk about this from a subjective viewpoint. I've been doing this for about 4 years now, and I have seen remarkable changes in individuals as they've gone through this process. I think it's a very well-designed process. I like the depth of it and the extent of the services that are available through the VA, but also the camaraderie that has developed between the mentors and the people going through it. Now, in our drug court, we're a little bit exceptional from other drug courts because all the mentors are not only veterans, but they're also in recovery. So we relate on 2 different levels with these people. It's been a very, very interesting trip, a satisfying trip for those of us who do the mentoring and those of us who have been through the program and have gone on to mentor other veterans. It's kind of a self-replenishing operation after it gets going. There's a lot of, I could say it, there's a lot of love that develops amongst the people, and that is a very necessary ingredient in recovery. And we're talking about recovery from not just the battle wounds, but also the addictions that have confounded those battle wounds. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Next speaker is Ralph Klink.
Good evening, Mr. Executive and members of the council, and especially Councilwoman Irby, my representative. My name is Ralph Klink. I live in a city called Bellerive Acres in the northern part of the county, and I'm a veteran of 22 years service as an Army officer. Purpose of my being here tonight is to show my support, but to suggest to you my strongest recommendation that you would support Councilman Harder's forthcoming proposal to establish the St. Louis Veterans Court. I've got some firsthand experience very similar to what Mr. Powell just related. My buddy Woody recruited me to help in that program, and I found it helpful to me, but I found it to be very beneficial for many of the veterans that are presently engaged in Commissioner Sullivan's treatment program within the city of St. Louis. I guess what I would just say is, if you can put that on the fast track, I think it would be to everyone's advantage. And again, then I recommend that you favorably support its proposal. Thank you very much for your service to the county.
Thank you, Ralph.
Next speaker is Abir Moten.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Abir Moten, and I'm homeless. I want to pray for us all to have a better world and for everyone's needs to be fulfilled by God and by community and for great changes. Hopefully we'll get great changes in this world. I wanted to thank God, first of all, that I found something in corruption. Now, before I start with the corruption part, I spoke to Human Services Andrea Jackson, and all she was doing was lying when we left this building last time. Lie after lie after lie, telling me that she did things for me, and she was doing things just bait and sabotage. So nothing she said made any sense. But here's this. It turns out that Andrea Jackson is related to people inside NASA. That's how she got her foot in the door here. Now, I want to say something. I was telling you about the corruption about Bernhard Drum being not dead. He's not. He's a relative of it's called his name is Richard H. Edwards. He's executive vice president of Lockheed Martin, who handles missiles and fire control. So evidently, he's an undercover United States attorney and an FBI agent who had a transfer. But you know, Jeremiah Nixon made him. He did him a favor by giving him a fake death paper. But anyway, I want to let you know, a death certificate. That's because William F. Bauhaus Jr. is the President and Chief Executive Officer of NASA Aerospace Corporation, and he used to be the head person of Lockheed Martin Corporation. This is all, I'm talking warfare language. Now, that's why we have Jeremiah Nixon. So Jeremiah Nixon is working with Bernhard Drum and Richard E. Edwards. This is good news because this tells you how corruption sets up people to be hurt. How come, you know, how they were aiming beams and lasers and electrocuting me and doing all kinds of silent guardian and silent guardian. Look up silent guardian. Everybody needs to be aware of silent guardian. It's a painful way of torture by military government. They also have what they call non-lethal torture. It's lethal, all right. But what they did to me was lethal. Now, the head person of Lockheed Corporation is Marilyn A. Hewson. Now, she's related to Claire McCaskill. And she's related to Dr. Baum, Margaret Baum. She's related to all the patients and all the people who employed me.
Ma'am.
So I'm just giving you heads up. Thank you very
Time's up.
much.
Thank you. And for the record, in the past, we've talked, and I've asked the Director of Human Services to assist you in different ways. They've provided accommodations. They've provided
They have not.
services.
I'm sorry to say this, but they have
Well,
not. They
happen to know differently, so
They did it to sabotage.
I'm not arguing. I'm just so people here do know. Thank you. Your
Thank
time's
you.
up.
Thank you very much. Hopefully change will happen soon.
Thank you. But just so people do know that the Director of Human Services did her job, and we asked her to assist you, and she's gone out of her way to do that. Just let that be known. Thank
Next
you.
speaker is James Chrisman.
Thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen of the St. Louis County Council. I'm also here to support the establishment of this Veterans Treatment Court in St. Louis County. I am the newly elected district commander for the 10th District of the American Legion, and the American Legion and the 10th District support this effort 100%. And I would echo the views of the judge that was here and some of the other veterans. I also am a veteran of Vietnam, and though never have had been involved with the criminal system, I do believe that the veterans who are involved need a special treatment court that is being proposed by Councilman Mark Harder, and I fully recommend that you put this forward in your decisions. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next speaker is Tom Sullivan.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, in the last few weeks, the area has experienced a considerable amount of flooding. Many residents have been in the news complaining about the damage to their homes and property. Before the rains came, MSD was bragging in the media about how its pumping stations would pump all the rainwater away and how it keeps all the sewers cleaned out. But then the rains came and there were problems all over the area. In Maplewood, for example, there was about 70 homes that had raw sewage back up into their basements. In Ferguson, some homeowners had to watch their backyards wash away. In South St. Louis, about 50 homes were flooded when a small lake was formed due to an MSD system breakdown. The sewer district said it would cover the damage, but then homeowners were complaining when they found that some items were to be prorated. We can't have people profiting off MSD, said MSD's Director of Public Relations. Imagine having to deal with damaged property, a basement full of raw sewage, and then being told you want to profit from the situation. MSD has done a terrible job for decades, largely due to the terrible appointments made to the MSD board. MSD's long failure to meet clean water regulations is costing the people of this area nearly $5 billion. In University City, there have been neighborhoods that have flooded just about every time it rains hard. You might recall, Mr. Dolan, you were at a meeting in New City a few years ago and heard MSD officials say it wasn't their problem. County Executive Stinger is in a position to make a difference. There's a sewer district board member from St. Louis County whose term has expired, and Mr. Stinger can appoint a new one, perhaps someone honest and competent. Mr. Stinger talked about change when running for office, and he has an opportunity to do just that at MSD. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Next speaker is Chris LeBeau, or maybe, I'm sorry, LeBeau.
Good evening. My name is Chris LeBeau. I work to support the entrepreneurial community of St. Louis. I worked in Clayton for a number of years and now work in the Cortex District. Over the past couple weeks, there's obviously been some conversation about ride sharing and other things happening around town. And so just a couple of things that came up to me that I thought might interest the council as they think about the future of St. Louis. A study from the Rockefeller Foundation was polling people in the millennial generation. And in terms of them and their interests, 54% of millennials surveyed said they would consider moving to another city if it had more better options for getting around. The other statistic I found valuable in that study was 66% said access to high quality transportation is one of the top 3 criteria they would weigh when deciding where to live. And something else that came up I hadn't really thought about as I was doing a little bit of the research was more from a public safety standpoint. Growing up in St. Louis, we have ample parking, and so it's usually pretty easy to drive and get around. And at times, people probably might be driving and getting around when they shouldn't be. And so earlier this year, the Mothers Against Drunk Driving released a survey where they said 57% of transportation app users like Uber or Lyft said they'd probably end up driving more after drinking at a bar or restaurant if ride-sharing options didn't exist. And 80% of respondents said friends were less likely to drive themselves home after drinking because of ride-sharing apps. So just in terms of perhaps building a safer or more tech-friendly city for this generation, it might be something the council would like to consider. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next speaker is Steve Rosenblum. Steve Rosenblum? Oh,
sorry. Good evening. My name is Steve Rosenblum. I served in the Army during the Vietnam era, as did my brother. My father is a World War II veteran. I'm involved with the Kaufman Fund, and we see the need of the veterans on a daily basis, and I hope that you will consider many of the things that I would talk about have already been discussed. I hope you will consider the establishment of the Veterans Treatment Court. I think it's overdue, and St. Louis County is a progressive county, and I think that they would serve everyone well to adopt this and to get started. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Next speaker is Edward Domeier.
That's domain, but I understand I have a horrible handwriting, so thank you. County Executive Stenger, Chairman of the Board, members of the Board, thank you for having me. I'm going to move this guy up here. I'm going to try and read through this pretty quick. I think most of you know why I'm here after activism in the media, and I'm going to read through a list really quick, and the way I like to do it is the way Colin Powell addresses issues that he has. He talks about what he knows, he talks about what he doesn't know, he talks about what he'd like to see happen. So, this is what I know. I was a passenger in a Harris Cab Company cab. It did not have insurance. We got into an accident, and I was crippled. I can get my arm right about there. Now I can lift it up, and I've got a hip made out of metal and all kinds of other medical issues. I have court documents showing that, can I hold this? Sorry. I have court documents showing that the cab did not have insurance. This is fact. This has been proven in court. I have right here, which just came in from my attorney, federal tax liens against Harris Cab for the last 5 years total $140,000, excuse me, $140,311. I just got this. And judgments against Harris Cab total since 1997 to present that have not been paid $231,555. These are also publicly available. Now, here's what I also know. I have not been paid 1 cent in restitution to me, and Harris Cab has not paid 1 cent in damages for what has happened to me or for their failure to follow MTC rules. Harris Cab is said is insolvent in court. These are also publicly available documents, yet is still operating in the city and the county. Horse-drawn carriages in St. Louis have to have $1 million in liability insurance and $200,000 in liability insurance when they have insurance at all. In my case, they did not. Neil Bruntrager, the attorney from the MTC, has publicly said in news interviews that they check insurance once per year because it is a fleet issue. I don't know what fleet issue means, but I do know that I think it's kind of crazy if you check the insurance once a year and then 4 days later they add a new cab and they don't insure it. Someone like me ends up in the hospital for 6 months. The MTC is supposed to protect the public. They have not done so, or they have shown they do not. Lou Hamilton is the chairman of the board of the MTC. Now, we all know, and I like to put it in terms that's easy for everyone to understand, when a sports team loses, what happens? The manager has to go. When there's a political scandal, like what is happening right now, and someone's not doing their job, what happens? The guy at the top has to go. It also happens to be the guy at the top happens to have called a fellow board member of his, a name that I won't repeat here, but I'm sure everyone saw it in the media. It goes something like insufferable female hygiene product, is how he put it. He has also said that Uber and ride sharing is a matter of white privilege. I don't know if this is tone deaf or just racist, but it implies that only white people can use ride sharing, which I think is ridiculous. The MTC has made it purposefully hard to make. Oh, okay. Well, I think you all know where I stand. Thank you.
Next speaker is Richard Powers.
How y'all doing? Good. Good evening. Good. You know, I know you've heard a lot of people advocate about Veterans Court, but I haven't seen anyone here yet that's actually been to Veterans Court. Nobody? I wrote this letter 5.5 years ago when I went through Combat Veterans Court in Orange County, California, under Judge Lindley. This was my graduation letter that I wrote. If you don't mind, I'll try to read it as quick as I can. I'm not real good at reading, but when I was first interviewed for Veterans Court, many people had doubts that I could benefit from this program, let alone complete it successfully. Most of my life has been lived using drugs and alcohol, a solution to my problems. My past caught up with me. Somehow I had to stop living the way I lived, but left to my own devices, I was never able to do so. I was simply hopeless, helpless, and I was full of fear. This seemed like the only chance to not only change my life, but to save my life. As a first order of business, after being accepted, I was sent to a Veterans Village Recovery Center. It's a treatment program for veterans on a U.S. vet site in Long Beach, California. There I got a clear understanding of what I suffered from. A disease that is threefold in nature: an allergy in my body, obsession in my mind, and a spiritual malady. But one that no longer I had to let run my life. It was vital that I become honest, open-minded, and willing to have a chance at recovery. With the help of an ex-problem drinker, I was given the tools and the help to fight it. 12 simple steps that I had to take that would offer me a new way of life, along with set spiritual principles to live by. In meetings, I was introduced to people who were just like me, who practiced principles in all their daily lives and had found a way up and a way out. They had found a solution to the seeming hopeless state of mind and body as outlined in the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous. Worked with mental health professionals on medication, therapy. I was able to get my PTSD symptoms under control to a point where they no longer had me living in constant pain, sorrow, and guilt. After leaving VVRC, I was given a mandatory drug testing treatment program to follow. This has helped me maintain a sobriety that seemed so far out of reach for so many years. This has proven effective in helping me gain a life I never thought possible. A life of true inner peace and happiness, a life I cherish today. None of these blessings that I have today would have been possible if there were not a power greater than myself and the people who make this program work. Thanks to Mr. Okoa, who was my PO at the time, for providing accountability and supervision that kept me on the right track. Judge Lindley for not only providing an environment of encouragement and hope, but for seeing the pain and desperation that I walked into her courtroom with that first day. The public defender for giving the necessary legal counsel to those who can't afford it on their own. The district attorney for their cooperation and understanding of the special needs of combat veterans. Andrea, who was the Justice Outreach Coordinator for the VA, for her bulldog-like tenacity, along with her moral support and encouragement, as well as helping me with housing and many other issues that may have arisen along the way. Thanks to Mrs. Robles and Glenn. Mrs. Robles was a retired colonel in the Army, nurse, after 30 years, supported me through this whole process, allowed me to go back to school.
Sir?
My time up?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What I can tell you is that was 5.5 years ago I wrote this. I haven't had a drink, a pill, a hit, or a fix in almost 7 years, and it's because of the opportunity that I got through a combat veterans court. I know they're all over the nation. I know they're all over this county, all over St. Louis, but they're not here. And I don't know if they can go outside their county to get help, but you got a lot of veterans coming back. They need your support. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you.
Last speaker this evening is Bill Wallace.
Good evening, council members. Thank you for this opportunity to speak with you. My name is Bill Wallace. I'm an Army veteran. I served for 8 years in Panama. I served in Bosnia. I'm also the executive director of U.S. Vets St. Louis. We're part of the United States Veterans Initiative, or U.S. Vets, the largest provider of housing and programs for homeless veterans in the country. And I'm here today with my veteran peers to advocate strongly for a veterans court here in St. Louis County. What Mr. Powers did not say to you is that he came to our site when I was a clinical director of U.S. Vets in Long Beach, California, our largest site. Judge Lindley and the Orange County courts referred him to us for treatment, and we welcomed him. He also very quickly became a peer mentor to our younger combat veterans, those men and women coming back from Iraq and Afghanistan, and as part of the war on global terrorism. He became a mentor. They relied upon him, and from there, he went to work for the county as a peer mentor, and now he is the veteran service manager of our site here in St. Louis, where we house primarily homeless veteran families, but also homeless veterans. We see so many young men and women coming back today that need the help of Veterans Court. They need treatment. They don't need sentences. They don't need felonies on their record. It's an alarming thing. Post-traumatic stress disorder is not a disorder. It is a natural effect. It's called post-traumatic stress, which is a natural effect for men and women who have been put in stressful situations in combat. And there are so many men and women, 1.5 million service members who are returning home before 2016. Many of them, about 1.5 million of them, have been in combat, have been in hostile environments. So I strongly advocate and thank you for this opportunity to present a little bit about the efficacy of Veterans Court. Thank you.
Thank you.
No more speakers, Mr. Chair.
Please, where you have to cut you off, please don't take that as disrespect. It's just we try to keep it everybody so it's the same for everybody. But thank you to all the veterans this evening for your service. That will conclude the public forum. We'll move to introduction of bills.
Bill number 155, introduced by Councilmember Dolan, an ordinance authorizing the county executive to accept a grant of up to $44,000 from the Office of State Courts Administrator, appropriating the same for support of the St. Louis County Drug Court, and authorizing the county executive to execute necessary documents. Bill number 156, introduced by Councilmember Dolan, an ordinance authorizing the county executive to accept a grant of up to $105,000 from the Missouri Veterans Commission, appropriating the same for supportive services provided by the Veterans Program of the Department of Human Services, and authorizing the county executive to execute necessary documents. Bill number 157, introduced by Councilmember O'Leary, an ordinance authorizing the county executive to execute a contract with Pace Construction Company for improvements to a section of Union Road, Morgan Ford Road, AR-1391. Bill number 158, introduced by Councilmember Dolan, an ordinance authorizing the county executive to execute a contract with Standard Insurance Company, a subsidiary of Stancorp Financial Group, for administration of employee long-term and short-term disability programs, a contract with Minnesota Life Insurance Company for administration of civilian and police life insurance programs, and a contract with National Insurance Marketing Broker LLC, doing business as Flex Made Easy, for administration of a flexible spending account program, and authorizing the county executive to execute subsequent renewals. Bill number 159, introduced by Councilmember Harder, an ordinance authorizing the county executive to execute a deed and assignment and other documents necessary to convey a reversionary interest arising under a certain trust agreement to Simpson Materials Company or its affiliate, and reserving an easement for St. Louis County to construct and maintain a recreational trail on property parallel to the Merrimack River in the vicinity of the conveyed property interest. Bill number 160, introduced by Councilmember Dolan, an ordinance appropriating and setting apart the amount of $836,475 from the unappropriated balance of the Police Asset Sharing Fund for purchase of specialized law enforcement equipment. Bill number 161, introduced by Councilmember Harder, an ordinance amending ordinance number 14,943 as amended by repealing and reenacting Section 3 pertaining to PC 31-90, mobile oil companies. Mr. Chair, that is all the bills.
Thank you. Perfection bills.
Bill number 8, introduced by Councilmember O'Meara.
Please. Bill number 8 is held.
Bill number 134, introduced by Councilmember Page.
Please hold. Bill number 134 is held.
Bill number 151, introduced by Councilmember Dolan.
I move to perfect Bill number 151.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Bill number 151 is perfected.
Bill number 152, introduced by Councilmember Dolan.
I move to perfect Bill number 152. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Bill number 152 is perfected.
Bill number 153, introduced by Councilmember Dolan.
I move to perfect Bill number 153.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Bill number 153 is perfected.
Bill number 154, introduced by Councilmember Dolan.
I move to perfect Bill number 154.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Bill number 154 is perfected. Final passage of bills.
Bill number 52, introduced by Councilmember Dolan.
Please hold, and that will be the order.
Bill number 116, introduced by Councilmember Dolan.
Please hold, and that will be the order.
Bill number 137, introduced by Councilmember Harder.
I'd like to move for final passage of Bill number 137.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Erby? Aye. Councilmember Page?
Aye.
Councilmember Wassinger?
Aye.
Councilmember O'Meara?
Aye.
Councilmember Dolan?
Aye.
Councilmember O'Leary?
Aye.
Councilmember Harder.
Aye.
Mr. Chair, on Bill number 137, there are 7 ayes.
Bill number 137 is finally passed.
Bill number 138, introduced by Councilmember Dolan.
Move for final passage of Bill number 138.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Erby? Aye. Councilmember Page?
Aye.
Councilmember Wassinger?
Aye.
Councilmember O'Meara?
Aye.
Councilmember Dolan?
Aye.
Councilmember O'Leary?
Aye.
Councilmember Harder.
Aye.
Mr. Chair, on Bill number 138, there are 7 ayes.
Bill number 138 is finally passed.
Bill number 139, introduced by Councilmember Erby.
I move for final passage of Bill number 139.
Second. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Erby?
Aye.
Councilmember Page?
Aye.
Councilmember Wassinger?
Aye.
Councilmember O'Meara?
Aye.
Councilmember Dolan?
Aye.
Councilmember O'Leary?
Aye.
Councilmember Harder.
Aye.
Mr. Chair, on Bill number 139, there are 7 ayes.
Bill number 139 is finally passed.
Bill number 140, introduced by Councilmember Dolan.
I move for final passage of Bill number 140.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Erby?
Aye.
Councilmember Page?
Aye.
Councilmember Wassinger?
Aye.
Councilmember O'Meara?
Aye.
Councilmember Dolan?
Aye.
Councilmember O'Leary?
Aye.
Councilmember Harder.
Aye.
Mr. Chair, on Bill number 140, there are 7 ayes.
Bill number 140 is finally passed.
Bill number 141, introduced by Councilmember Dolan.
Move for final passage of Bill number 141.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Erby? Aye. Councilmember Page? Aye. Councilmember Wassinger?
Aye.
Councilmember O'Meara?
Aye.
Councilmember Dolan?
Aye.
Councilmember O'Leary?
Aye.
Councilmember Harder.
Aye.
Mr. Chair, on Bill number 141, there are 7 ayes.
Bill number 141 is finally passed.
Bill number 142, introduced by Councilmember Dolan.
I move for final passage of Bill number 142.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Erby? Aye. Councilmember Page?
Aye.
Councilmember Wassinger?
Aye.
Councilmember O'Meara?
Aye.
Councilmember Dolan?
Aye.
Councilmember O'Leary?
Aye.
Councilmember Harder.
Aye.
Mr. Chair, on Bill number 142, there are 7 ayes.
Bill number 142 is finally passed.
Bill number 143, introduced by Councilmember Erby.
I move for final passage of bill number 143.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Erby?
Aye.
Councilmember Page?
Aye.
Councilmember Wassinger?
Aye.
Councilmember O'Meara?
Aye.
Councilmember Dolan?
Aye.
Councilmember O'Leary?
Aye.
Councilmember Harder.
Aye.
Mr. Chair, on Bill number 143, there are 7 ayes.
Bill number 143 is finally passed.
Bill number 144, introduced by Councilmember Erby.
I move for final passage of bill number 144.
Second. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Erby?
Aye.
Councilmember Page?
Aye.
Councilmember Wassinger?
Aye.
Councilmember O'Meara?
Aye.
Councilmember Dolan?
Aye.
Councilmember O'Leary?
Aye.
Councilmember Harder.
Aye.
Mr. Chair, on Bill number 144, there are 7 ayes.
Bill number 144 is finally passed.
Bill number 145, introduced by Councilmember Dolan.
I move for final passage of Bill number 145.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Erby?
Aye.
Councilmember Page? Councilmember Wassinger?
Aye.
Councilmember O'Meara?
Aye.
Councilmember Dolan?
Aye.
Councilmember O'Leary?
Aye.
Councilmember Harder.
Aye.
Mr. Chair, on Bill number 145, there are 7 ayes.
Bill number 145 is finally passed.
Bill number 146, introduced by Councilmembers Erby and O'Meara.
I move for final passage of bill number 146.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Erby?
Aye.
Councilmember Page?
Aye.
Councilmember Wassinger?
Aye.
Councilmember O'Meara?
Aye.
Councilmember Dolan?
Aye.
Councilmember O'Leary?
Aye.
Councilmember Harder.
Aye.
Mr. Chair, on Bill number 146, there are 7 ayes.
Bill number 146 is finally passed.
Bill number 147, introduced by Councilmember Wassinger.
I move for final passage of bill number 147.
Second.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Erby?
Aye.
Councilmember Page?
Aye.
Councilmember Wassinger?
Aye.
Councilmember O'Meara?
Aye.
Councilmember Dolan?
Aye.
Councilmember O'Leary?
Aye.
Councilmember Harder.
Aye.
Mr. Chair, on Bill number 147, there are 7 ayes.
Bill number 147 is finally passed.
Bill number 148, introduced by Councilmember Dolan.
I move for final passage of Bill 148.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Erby?
Aye.
Councilmember Page?
Aye.
Councilmember Wassinger?
Aye.
Councilmember O'Meara?
Aye.
Councilmember Dolan?
Aye.
Councilmember O'Leary?
Aye.
Councilmember Harder.
Aye.
Mr. Chair, on Bill number 148, there are 7 ayes.
Bill number 148 is finally passed.
Bill number 149, introduced by Councilmember Dolan.
I move for final passage of Bill number 149.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Erby?
Aye.
Councilmember Page?
Aye.
Councilmember Wassinger?
Aye.
Councilmember O'Meara?
Aye.
Councilmember Dolan?
Aye.
Councilmember O'Leary?
Aye.
Councilmember Harder.
Aye.
Mr. Chair, on Bill number 149, there are 7 ayes.
Bill number 149 is finally passed.
Bill number 150, introduced by Councilmember O'Leary.
I move for final passage of bill number 150.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Erby?
Aye.
Councilmember Page?
Aye.
Councilmember Wassinger?
Aye.
Councilmember O'Meara?
Aye.
Councilmember Dolan?
Aye.
Councilmember O'Leary?
Aye.
Councilmember Harder.
Aye.
Mr. Chair, on Bill number 150, there are 7 ayes.
Bill number 150 is finally passed.
Moving on to resolutions, Mr. Chair, we have 2 this evening. Resolution number 1, introduced by Councilmembers Erby, Page, Wassinger, O'Meara, Dolan, O'Leary, and Harder.
Please read the first 2 paragraphs, please.
Sure. Resolution, whereas Bill Belmar was known to the people of St. Louis County as a man of faith and as one devoted to advancing the quality of their lives through education and spiritual living, and as one who strived to influence his students in the Hazelwood School District and his congregants at a number of churches to learn to be their best and to serve their Maker humbly, and whereas Mr. Belmar was also known as a loving husband, father, father-in-law, grandfather, uncle, cousin, and as a friend who all he met, taking great pleasure in the relationships he had with his many family members and returning the love and affection he felt from each of them.
I'm sorry, one more.
Yes, sir. And whereas it is fitting and proper that a man so beloved and admired should be conferred special honor and a memorial on the occasion of his passing.
Thank you. I move for adoption of resolution number 1.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed?
That's a
Motion-
roll call vote.
Oh, roll call. I apologize. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Erby?
Aye.
Councilmember Page?
Aye.
Councilmember Wassinger?
Aye.
Councilmember O'Meara?
Aye.
Councilmember Dolan?
Aye.
Councilmember O'Leary?
Aye.
Councilmember Harder?
Aye.
Mr. Chair, on resolution number 1, there are 7 ayes.
Resolution number 1 is adopted.
Resolution number 2, introduced by Councilmember Harder, and Mr. Chair, Councilmember Erby has asked to be a co-sponsor on that resolution.
So moved.
Okay. Resolution number 2, introduced by Councilmember Harder and Erby. Shall I read the resolution?
Read through section 1, please.
Resolution, whereas more than 70,000 men and women who have served the country in uniform reside in St. Louis County, all of whom deserve the admiration and respect of those for whom they sacrifice to protect and defend their liberties. And whereas when veterans of America's armed forces encounter troubling circumstances in life which have led to poor decisions, unlawful acts, and the threat of loss of their own liberties, it is fitting and proper that St. Louis County honor its veterans and provide them the best opportunities to remain free through a Veterans Treatment Court, taking advantage of a model which has proven to be successful at reducing recidivism and producing cost savings for local government compared to traditional rehabilitation methods. Now therefore be it resolved by the County Council of St. Louis County, Missouri as follows. Section 1, County Council endorses establishment of a St. Louis County Veterans Treatment Court to serve those who serve the people of St. Louis County and who deserve our continued support in their times of trouble.
Thank you. Please move to adopt this resolution.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Erby?
Aye.
Councilmember Page?
Aye.
Councilmember Wassinger?
Aye.
Councilmember O'Meara?
I have 2 nephews and a niece in the Air Force, and our organization is very active in helping the veterans transition from being veterans into the construction workforce, and I understand the needs of getting back into civilian life, the challenges that we run up against, and this is a great part. Good job on this, and the veterans that have come out to support this, we support this very much, and anything we can do for the transition into society, it's very important to the veterans. So thank you for serving, and with that, aye.
Councilmember Dolan?
As well, thank you to all the veterans. Hopefully you'll get the help that you need, and thanks, Mark and Judge Beach, for stepping up, and Hazel for co-sponsoring. Aye.
Councilmember O'Leary?
Aye.
Councilmember Harder?
I want to thank all of the veterans as well, and thank you, Judge Beach, for your leadership. And this will be a great court and a great turning point for St. Louis County in the helping of veterans in this region. I vote aye.
Mr. Chair, on resolution number 2, there are 7 ayes.
Mr. Chairman, may I say a few words?
Yes, sir.
Just want you to know from my administration, I look forward to working with everyone in creation of the court. And I think what the council has done this evening in adopting the resolution is a great first step toward the creation of the court. I look forward to working with everybody.
Thank you. With that, adoption, or resolution number 2 is adopted.
Moving on to unfinished business, Mr. Chair, item number 1, 4th District.
Hold, please.
So ordered.
Item number 2, 2nd District.
Receive, file, and county council be directed to prepare the appropriate legislation.
So ordered.
And moving on to new business, Mr. Chair, we have 6 prepared orders this evening.
I move for adoptions orders 1 through 4 at this time.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Orders 1 through 4 are adopted.
2 other orders are for Chapter 100, so I move for the adoption order number 5.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Order number 5 is adopted.
And I move for adoption order number 6.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Order number 6 is adopted.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting is adjourned.